Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is mentor Faiza Shaikh. As you know that we are discussing English literature. English literature is very famous in all the world. So here going to discuss the new thing that is very important in the English literature, the drama before Shakespeare. So discuss the three things: medieval drama, Renaissance drama, classic influence drama. So as you know that the drama has been little discussed till this time because of some sound reasons, but because drama is later growth. Secondly, the chains of its development are not clean as of poetry and prose, and its wide period wise treatment provides confused picture. Hence, students of English literature are suggested to have the brief survey of English drama at this stage from the earliest beginning to the point where Shakespeare took it up. So here discuss the medieval drama 12th to 15th centuries. Basically, the drama arose in England as in other Catholic countries Europe by the efforts of the clergy to teach the message, the tenets of the Christian faith, the dramatizing the services of church at Christmas and Easter. The dramas were written in Latin, the prescribed languages for worships, and the actors were clergy. They become very popular after the institutions by the Pope of the festival Corpus Christi early in the 14th century. These language became English now with little mixtures of the comic element in order to make these more entertaining. Because of huge crowds, the place of their performance changes from church and churchyards to the towns. The whole of the spiritual story, from the birth of the Christ to his crucifixions and ascensions, was the acted in cycle to play called miracles and the mysterious. The people belonging to the different fields and professions used to the participants wherever the word needed. For examples, the plays of floods would be the assigned to shipwrights. The adorations of child Christ was done by the goldsmith with jewelry and the ornaments. So, four cycles of these play beside minors ones have been preserved, named after their owns. They are cycles of the York, Chester, Coventry, and the Wakefield. The York collection, the biggest, consists of 48 plays. The plays by unknown authors were written in the stanzas of doggerel or monotonous verses, but crude in style. And they process the scene sometimes excessively pathetic or excessively humorous. So now discuss the moralities. Basically, the second stage in the development of the drama was moral plays. They grew side by side with the miracles plays or earlier morality. Castle of the Preservance dates back to the early 15th century. Morality was sought allergy. Allegory of the human life showing was struggling between good and evil. Every man is the excellent morality which has been revived in the modern stage both in the England and America. It focuses on life hereafter and informs that the stage everything will go on when accept your good deeds that you will take with you there. So now discuss the Renaissance drama. Basically, with the advent of the Renaissance, miracle plays declined, while morality survived but not the depict humanisms and reformed religion. Morality became either secular or religious skeletons. Magnificence, the earliest example of the secular morality, was aimed at the extravagance or the kind of the attack on Henry VIII, followed by the play Sam. I class the four elements of the wit and science, emphasizing on the knowledge and ignorance. The reformers used morality purpose their own views in plays like the Lances of the Satire of the Three Easters and the Bishop Black's King's John. The secular morality later on developed interlude, which is nothing but rudimentary developing comedy. The most prolific writers of these interludes was the John Haywood, or musician in the court of the Henry VIII. His aim was simply to amuse, not moralize. His most famous interludes, the four PK, in the which Palmer, a partner, Poticary, and the paddler dispute as to which of them could do the highest lie. Palmer win the prize by the telling the lie that during his all the travel he nearest met a woman out of the temple. Have you replaced the abstractions by the human character? In order to avoid excessive morality, he moved towards the amusement by New and Mary Dwyer by Nicholas Odell's headmasters of the Eton. Ralph Weister Dwyer, it was first acted in the 1553. It was modelled on Latin comedy of the Plutus and Terence and was divided into the 5 acts. Some of its characters have been taken from Latin while others from England. Ralph, a foolish braggart, proud man, and Matthew, Mary Greek funny servant, are stock character of the Latin comedy. Dame Constance, the heroines, and her 2 maids are the English characters. The fun and the laughter rise from the Mary Greeks, changing the punctuations of the Ralph love letter. The plays in written in the rhymes verses. Another comedy of this era, Grammar Gruston Needle. Grammar Gruston Needle, these in the nothing classic. It accepts its regular construction and division into the acts and the scene. So now one of the most important Gorvidues are Ferrex and Porrex. Basically, it was acted in 1561. The writers were inspired by the Roman dramatic Seneca. And there comes a chorus to explain theme of the drama. Most of its action take place off the stage and is simply reported. The story is unreal life, gloomed, full of the violent and monstrous crime, blooded shed and horror. King Gorvidius, giving up the formality, the wealth and authority in the favor of his son of the Forex and the Porrex, who later on start war and it. Forex the elder is violently killed by the Porrex, who is killed by the mother in revenge of her elders. The people gets rebellions on its end, killed both and knight and king. University waits. At the end of his traditional period, these appeared a group of highly gifted writers who developed the drama from childish practice to art. They are John Lilly, George Peele, Robert Greene, Thomas Lloyd, Thomas Nash, Keed, and Christopher Marlowe. They were basically the real founder of the Elizabethan drama and the predecessors as well as the contemporaries of the Shakespeare, who was inspired by of them. So one of the main important figure of John Lilly. John Lilly, who made his name by Euphrates, belonged more to prose than the drama. Yet he wrote some euphemistic drama for entertainments of court in the form of the comedy. These are campuses, love metaphors, Green Lodge Nash Kid, Spanish tragedy. Basically, Spanish tragedy, it outdoors even seen as the horror plays. The play is sensational melodrama, those who demand revenge. It opens with the revelations by the ghost of Don Andrea that he has been foully murdered by the Balthazars and the calling for revenge. So next is Marlowe. He was youngest, years greatest, and all of the university wits. So here I'm going to discuss the Tamberlane. In this play, this passion is the first and thirst for the power. In the lust of the conquest, the 14th century Tartar and Ravagers and violently destroys all of Asia. Dr. Faustus Marlowe shows him a superman of demighost of history instead of the extravagance of the plays. Please. The Tamers is the mouthpiece of Marlowe himself. So this is influence of this. So next is Dr. Faustus. In this again a story of the doctor who is thirst of the infinite knowledge and to the like God. For that Sheikh the Max deals with the devil and for having supreme power for 24 years by the selling his soul to him. It gets tragedy and when the time periods of this power gets over. In the Jew of Malta, so in this the passion in the greed of a richest and the hatred for the enemies. The Jew barbers is ruined by the Christian in the revenge of the controversy incredible centuries. So in these things this is very important and very formal. Edward II in this Marlowe descent from Superman highest to reality in this history. It was first great historical play that led Shakespeare to write Richard II and King John. Marlowe's lyrical eloquence is pleasing to read in the knight's speeches. The murder of the king in the prison, most tragic and pathetic scene of Elizabeth and Rome. He may be inferior of Shakespeare as dramatist, but a poet and technicians of the blank verses, he is second to none. So this is all about the drama before Shakespeare. This is very important writer of that era and they represented very wonderful dramas, classical, medieval, Renaissance, etc. I hope you have been understood very well. So like, share and subscribe my channels प्लीज़ एंड इसमें पैसे नहीं जाते. लाइक करें, सब्सक्राइब करें, शेयर करें और जो है कमेंट्स के ज़रिए ज़रूर बताइएगा वीडियोज़ आपको कैसी लग रही हैं. इंशाल्लाह फिर मिलेंगे नेक्स्ट वीडियो में. इजाज़त दीजिए. अल्लाह हाफ़िज़.